Hello, everybody. Turn this volume up so you can hear me. There we go. I am looking at Lord, Make Me an Instrument of Your Peace by John Rutter, which is for Veterans First Responder Sunday, November 10th. That is 1 week from this coming Sunday. What we are going to talk about now is how to count this. So I want you to take out your music and take a pencil. And right here, where it says the very first entrance, which is by all the women, we are going to count this at the moment in threes. And so it's going to be, Lord is going to be 1, 2, and over the word make, you're going to put a 3. That's beat 3. So it's Lord, make me an instrument. So the next measure, instrument of thy, under the in, you're going to put 1. Under the ment, you're going to put 2. And under the of, you're going to put 3. Next line, the word peace. This is on the word peace. You're going to put 1, 2. You can see in the piano accompaniment here, this is beat 1, this is beat 2, this is beat 3. Beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, right? And then hatred. Hey is 1, tread is 2, and under the word let, you're going to put 3. Last line of that page, the word love is 1, 2, and under the word where, you're going to put 3. Next measure, injury. There's a 1 under the in. There is a 2 under the second note. And there is a 3 under the ry. I'm going to hold this up so you can look at that, right? Last measure, we are now counting 4 beats to a measure. So under PAR, you're going to put 1. Under DON, you're going to put 2, 3. And under the word where, which is where the men come in, you're going to put a 4. Turn the page. Letter A, first measure, top of 4. We are now back to counting 3. So under doubt, you're going to put a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And when I'm writing that in parts, I write that like sometimes a 1 and then a small 2 and 3, which means I'm holding on 2 and 3. Second measure, the word faith, you're going to put a 1 and a 2, and under the word there, you're going to put a 3. Under the PAIR, last measure of the first line, you are going to put a 1 and a 2, and under that tied note is the 3. I can show you 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So maybe this is going to look backwards to you. I'm not sure, maybe not. It's backwards when I'm looking in the camera. Okay, line 2. Hope, 1, 2, under the word where is a 3. Second measure, dark is a 1, ness is 2, 3. Next measure, light is 1, 2, under the word where is 3. Last measure in that second line, the word sadness, sad is 1, and ness is 2, 3. And that would look like that. Are we having fun yet? I am having a blast because I'm helping you. Last line of page 4. We are back to 4 counts. I'm going to show you. So joy is 1, and then also write a 2 in there. I'm going to show you this right now. Last line, like this. I'm just going to hold this, and you're going to write this in your music. Can you see that? I'm going to say it to you. The last line on 4, the word joy is 1 and 2. Then where it's tied is 3. That's where the bass's second note is on 3. And then 4 is where the altos have a dotted quarter, the sopranos have 3/8 notes. That's beat 4 in that first measure. Second measure, and all for thy mercy's sake. So the very first note is beat 1. The sopranos have a dotted half note on beat 2. The altos have a dotted quarter note on beat 3 that is tied from before. And the very last note for ladies is beat 4. That's the same for basses. Your very last note in that second measure is beat 4. The tenors, you have those 3 notes, D, B, C sharp, D sharp, B, C sharp, those 3, all for thy, those words, all for thy, all is beat 4. And then the very last measure, mercy's sake. So, tenors, mercies is beat 1, sake is beats 2, and you are tied to beats 3 and 4. Basses, you are humming. Your first note is beat 1 and 2, and your second note, which is an F sharp, is beats 3 and 4. Altos, you have a dotted whole note in the last measure of page 4, and that is a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sopranos, you have an E where you're humming on beat 1. You have an A, which is a dotted half note, which beats 2 and 3, and you have a dotted quarter note on beat 4. Turn the page. Page 5. Back to 3 beats for a second. The very first note is beat 1. The very second note for sopranos and tied basses and tenors, you're tied from before. That is beat 2. Altos, you're singing a D for beats 1 and 2. And on beat 3 altos, you have a B. So put that there, that everybody is still humming except the tenors. Let me just see. Tenors and basses. Top of 5, first measure. Oh, divine master. Let me see, how am I going to explain this to you? Basses have been humming. Tenors have been singing the word sake. So at the top of 5 in that first measure, tenors are finishing up the word sake. Basses are finishing up their hum. And it's 1, 2, 3, divine master. It's 1, 2, divine master. So the note that it's tied to on the word O begins at the end of beat 2, and that tied F sharp is beat 3. 1, 2, 3, divine master. Master, mass is beat 1, is beat 2, grant is beat 3. Master, grant that I. All right? Next measure, 6/8 time. So we're counting in 2. May is beat 1. So is beat 2. Seek in the last measure is beat 1. B is beat 2. The word B is beat 2. I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. There. I'm trying to look and see if I can see that line. I can. Okay? I know, hold still, right? Second line on page 5. Sold is beat 1. As is beat 2. Second measure, 9/8 time. We're back to counting 3. Sol is 1 and 2. The tied note is 3. Next measure, you're still tied. It's 1 and 2. And then ladies, beat 3 is a rest, and then you come in. So it's beginning of the second line, measure 5. Men, sold as to console, to be. I'm going to do that again. Second line, page 5. Sold as to console, to be understood as to understand. Okay? The last measure in the middle of 5, understood as to understand, 4 beats. Un is beat 1, stood is beat 2. That is tied, ladies, to beat 3, and then un is beat 4. Last line. Back to 3 beats. Stand is beat 1, and you slur down a note, altos, to beat 2. You are tied. Actually, we are resting where that tie is, altos. You're going to rest. Men come in on beat 3. Loved, second measure. Loved is beat 1. The first note is beat 1, and then that sopranos, you move on beat 2. And then the last, the A sharp is beat 3. Tenors, you are singing 1, 2 on the word loved, and then you start beat 3 on those last 2 notes in that measure. And then in the third measure of the last line of page 5, it is back to 4. So love is beat 1. The sopranos move on beat 2. They tie on beat 3. And the basses pick up at the end of 3 and continue on beat 4. So it's love. Again, love, for it is in giving. Letter C, last measure, bottom of 5. Men, give is beat 1. Ing is beat 2. That is beat 3. Ladies, follow suit. Your first note is beats 1 and 2. Your last note is beat 3. Turn the page. Page 6, measure 1. We're still counting 3. So ladies, your first note is 1. You're going to continue altos for beat 2, and the soprano's second note is beat 2, and then altos and sopranos. Your last note of that first measure is beat 3. Men, sieve is 1 and 2. It is beat 3. Ladies, second measure. You have, that is beat 1. The second note for sopranos is beat 2, and you altos, you're tying onto beat 3, and sopranos, your last note in that second measure is beat 3. Men, par is beat 1, ing is beat 2, that is beat 3. Last measure, top of 6. Men, par is beat 1, dund is beat 2. You are resting on beat 3, and it is beat 4. Ladies, last measure, top of 6, 12/8. You are singing ah, and that last measure at the top of 6 is beats 1 and 2, and you are tied on beat 3, where you're going to actually take a breath. And it is beat 4. Your rest is on beat 3. What would have been a tie? Middle line, page 6. Dying that we are. Die is beat 1. Ing is beat 2. That is beat 3. Whew, simple. Born is beat 1. It is tied to beat 2. And ter, like eternal life, is beat 3. Life, next measure, life is beats 1, 2, and tied to beat 3. And then you're going to rest the beginning of the next measure. And that rest, where it would have been a tie, is beat 1. And then ter is beat 2. Null is beat 3 with a fermata over it. Last line. Life is beat 1. Sopranos move on beat 2. Altos move on beat 3. Everybody, altos move again on beat 1 of the second measure. Everybody else ties, and then you're done. And you will probably get off on beat 3. That's what I think. I haven't decided yet. I'm not there, but I'm going to be there soon. All right. That is a lot of information. Replay what you need to and mark your music so that you are always understanding where the beat is. Okay? If you need something different, you'll come see me and I will help you. Ta-da!